book to read that's gonna give you what you need. The Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. It shows us the way to go. Before it, we did not know. When you put it in your heart, I think you're gonna say, I love Quran. First you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say, I love Quran. When you understand it, then you gotta do it, then you wanna say, I love Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear respected viewers, welcome to your program Quran for Kids. And in this program, we read some passages from Quran, some sections, some ayat, sometimes one ayah, could be two or more or less. And we look into those ayat, we read them together and we look into them. Back to some of the tips for hifz. MashaAllah, all of these are huffaz in here. They are in the process of hifz. Some of them are almost about to finish. And we are trying to benefit from one another and share the benefit with everybody else. Can you think of some tips that help you do hifz and memorize the Quran other than the things we said before? Wording and working together, parents being part of the program. Give us some of your personal experiences. And let me just see who is with us here in the studio today, and then we get to the tips. From my right here is Muhammad.
My name is Muhammad Dabour. I'm 11 years old.
Muhammad Dabour, 11 years old, getting to the middle school inshallah next year. And right next to him is
Huda Dabour.
Huda Dabour, his sister, and she is 8, right?
Turning 8.
Turning 8, and she is doing Surah
Ad-Dukhan.
Ad-Dukhan, Surah Ad-Dukhan, juz number 5. And right next to Huda is
Abdulaziz Zidane.
Brother Abdulaziz Zidane, and he is hungry by now, and inshallah we're going to eat after we finish that, because I'm hungry too. And inshallah we will look into some of the ayat from Surah Al-Nahl, honey and some other stuff that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us as examples in there. Right next to Abdulaziz is
Noor Dabour.
Noor Dabour. How old are you, pretty Noor?
6.
6. The pretty Noor is 6 years old. And right next to Noor is
Abdullah
Dabour.
Dabour.
How old?
8 years old.
8 years old. I do welcome you to our program, and inshallah we will read those ayat. Before we do that, let's think of some tips that help you do hifz. Can you think of some? Abdulaziz.
Thaqa billah, have trust in Allah.
Have trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do it for the sake of Allah. And you trust Allah that it's going to be done. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to achieve something. It's not for others only. It's for me too. If you are non-Arab or you don't know much Arabic, oh, it's just for Arabs. No, it's not for Arabs. It's for the world. This Quran lil alameen. For the entire world. It's for the entire world. Allah revealed it for all. Allah made it easy for all. Don't think it's hard. Allah made it easy. But you have to do some work. You have to work on it, right? So do your part, do your homework, it's going to be easy. Huda?
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Have self-confidence. You have trust in Allah, you trust Allah, you have confidence, and you have confidence in yourself as well. Right? I can do it. I can memorize it. By the way, it helps your memory. It helps your mind. You know, some recent researchers found out that when you memorize any text, especially Quran, especially if it's the word of Allah, it helps your mind growing and, you know, improving. So, any other tips for memorization, for hifz al-Quran? Noor, how do you memorize Quran? Can you give us anything to make hifz easy for us? What do you do? What makes it easy for you to memorize Quran? You do it in the morning, in the afternoon? What do you do? Mostly you do it in the morning, or when?
In the morning.
In the morning? That's one of the good things. If you do something in the beginning of your day, right after you pray Salatul Fajr, and hopefully you pray early in time, Salatul Fajr, may Allah make it easy for us to pray Fajr in time, Ameen. All of us, go ahead and start your day with some Quran, even if it's one ayah, even if it's one word, even if it's one letter, but keep doing it. Persistent, be persistent and consistent, and you will do a lot and achieve a lot. Muhammad?
Never give up.
Never give up. Sometimes it's going to be hard. Not only Quran, but other things. It looks to you like hard. That's actually shaitan is telling you, oh, it's hard. But it's not. Be persistent and consistent, and things will be easy, inshallah. Abdulaziz.
What helped me like memorize, it was like I would wake up in the morning, go to the masjid with all my friends, and there's a teacher. We would go in the morning, 8 o'clock, and we would finish at 5 after us.
Oh, you had a full-time program for him.
Full-time, and that helped me. I was, right when I went there, I was in Surah Qasas.
Al-Qasas,
And it
okay.
was
It's around Juz 11 or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I memorized, he would make us memorize in the beginning, like from the 8 to 9, he would make us like do our like memorize and then revise in the same time, so you don't forget what's back. And
right, so you have a certain kind of program for it. If it is full-time, that's good, but if you cannot do that, even part-time, like some other students in here, they do it along with the school. Before you go to school, do a little bit of it, and then you go to school, come back along with the homework of the school, add a little bit more time to Quran, to memorize and learn Quran. And the main point is make some kind of program in there for Quran. Let's take a couple of more tips quickly for Hifd, Abdullah, and how does it work for them. This is realistically speaking.
Don't only like.
What works for you? Don't advise others. Just share with us what do you have yourself, and what have been working for you.
Don't only do new. Try and also reviewing what you did
Review.
past.
Yes, many times you see people keen and interested in doing more and more, adding more and more. I have done this surah, let me do another one, let me add. But if you do not review, you'll be collecting like somebody collecting pearls, jewels in a bag that has a hole from the bottom. You're losing from the other side. So do it. Even the short surahs, you all know, we all know, but keep reviewing them. Keep reviewing those old surahs and short surahs, as well as adding more new surahs as well. And do not delay. Many people say, I want my kids to memorize Quran. I want to do Quran myself. I want to know some Quran. But inshallah, maybe from next week, next month, next year, when the summer break comes, it's not going to happen. Start right away. Open the Mus'haf, read and memorize, and get to it, and you will be good to go, inshallah. So let's look into a couple of ayat right now, inshallah, read them together. And they are so easy and simple to read and memorize, and then use them in prayer, pray with them and reflect on them and everything. This is from Surah An-Nahl, the honeybees, and this is ayah number 78. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
والله أخرجكم من بطون أمهاتكم لا تعلمون شيئا.
والله أخرجكم من بطون أمهاتكم لا تعلمون شيئا.
وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة.
وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار
والأفئدة لعلكم تشكرون.
والأفئدة لعلكم تشكرون.
ألم يروا إلى الطير مسخرات.
أولم يروا إلى الطير
مسخرات في جو السماء.
مسخرات في جو السماء.
ما يمسكهن إلا الله.
ما يمسكهن إلا الله.
إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون.
إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يؤمنون.
Very good, mashallah. Let's get into the meaning of those ayat very quickly. Couple of ayat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, Allah wallahu akhrajakum min butuni ummahatikum. Allah has brought you out from the tummies of your mothers. La ta'lamuna shay'an. Not knowing anything, not knowing what's right, what's wrong for you, right? When we come to this life, we don't even know that fire is burning, right? You see fire, you think it's like light, I can go to it, you crawl to it, and you want to touch it, you want to get to it. You don't know anything. You don't know even how to stand up. You don't know how to sit down. You don't know how to talk. You don't know how to eat by yourself. You don't know how to use bathroom. You don't know anything. Even eating, you don't know anything. Wallahu akhrajakum. Allah has brought you out of the tummies of your mother. Min butuni ummahatikum la ta'lamuna shay'an. Having no knowledge of anything. وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ. And then He has provided you with the hearing. وَالْأَبْصَارِ. And all the eyesights. وَالْأَفْئِدَةِ. And the hearts. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. That you may thank. That you may be thankful. Allah, we said before, if somebody gives you a little candy, a little thing, a little gift, you'll be so thankful to Him. So feeling good. Allah has given you much more than that. He has given you everything that you may be thankful. You just may recognize it and say thank you to Allah. Abdullah.
When you said that when you come out of your mom's like belly not knowing anything, does your body still know how to say subhanallah like everything else?
Everything in the universe has certain kind of life, and it worships Allah by going according to His system somehow that we do not know. Your body, your cells, they go according to the system of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you as a human being, distinct, Allah has given you the will, the everything, you're still in the process of being shaped, of growing. So you don't know much, you don't have any knowledge, you cannot talk, right? So this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us. He's reminding this human being, which is the best of the creation of Allah, He's reminding him that you did not come like this. You were so young, didn't have anything. We have given you everything that you may be thankful. It's enough for Allah that you just be thankful, that you do not reject Him, that you know that He is your Lord, that you know who you are, and embrace that and accept that. You are a servant of Allah. You are somebody who's been made by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Know that and think of that and think of Him as higher than you, as your God, as your Lord. If you know that, now you know the entire secret of the creation. You know that what are you here for? وَجَعَلَ لَكُمُ السَّمْعَ. Allah has given us a sam'a, the hearing. And He started with the sam'a before even talking about the eyesights, because babies, they probably hear first. They hear first, and then before they can even open their eyes, and then they can start see and stuff. And it's important, you having both of all the faculties, all the senses that we have are so important, but some of them could be more important than others. One of the most important faculties that we have and senses that we have is our hearing, that we can hear. And you can hear me right now, and you can understand, because if you cannot hear, you'll be disconnected from the world. We take a quick break in here, and we come back to continue with Surah An-Nahl, inshallah. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned, inshallah. We'll be back.
If you're looking for a book to read that's going to give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. If you're looking for a book to read that's going to give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright.
All right, welcome back to Quran for Kids, Surah An-Nahl, ayah number 79. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about another miracle and another sign and another lesson and another message for us. This time is أَلَمْ يَرَوْا إِلَى الطَّيْرِ. Didn't they see and look at the birds, all the birds around them, مُسَخَّرَاتٍ فِي جَوِّ السَّمَاءِ, how they are being made to fly, glide in the skies. So see them, you see the birds, how can they fly? Some of them are huge. The other day I was in a zoo, safari, and I took a picture with a little vulture, very big, very huge. It was like heavy too. And it flies. Those birds, they fly. The way they fly, it's exactly the same like all of these aeroplanes that we see around us. Actually, they mimic different birds. Some birds they fly straight, some birds they run and then they take off. So look at the birds. Look at how well designed they are. They are light, so they can fly, right? If you see any bird, they're usually light. Even if they are heavy, they have bigger, wings, some longer wings. And some birds, they can what? They can hunt, they can fish, right? You see those hawks and
The eagles.
the eagles,
The
yeah,
ospreys.
golden eagles and ospreys and all of these. Have you watched any of these videos or saw them in reality? Subhanallah, they fly, they dive as well. They go skydiving first and then they dive into the water and they catch the fish and they fly again. Look into the birds, look at the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have been using birds in the past for what?
Hunting.
No, for
For hunting,
message.
for
Message.
like a mail, for mailing and messaging. Those kind of pigeons, they send them special kind of pigeons, and they go from one country to the other, fly long distances. Allah is telling us, don't they look at the birds? Some birds they hunt, they fish. Some birds still until now they hunt huge. They hunt huge preys. They get into the eye and sheep. Sometimes sheep. This eagle, is it the golden eagle? The huge eagles and ospreys. They get to, They hunt. They hunt. They are so smart. Abdullah.
Some big birds even hunt other birds.
Some bigger birds, they hunt smaller birds. Look into the birds. Look at all of these things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, how they fly, how they are not much affected by gravity like we are. They fly, they glide. I was hearing something on NPR the other day, and they were talking about the immigration or the migration of birds from one continent to the other. Some birds, they fly thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. They come from north to south, from south to north, right, Noor? Those birds, they fly. They come from, like in the summer, they go up towards Alaska, towards other places, right, Noor? Right, Abdullah? They fly long distances, they go far, thousands of miles, and then in the winter they go further south, thousands and thousands of miles they are flying without no food. And I was hearing about those birds that they fly across the ocean. They fly across the ocean, believe it or not, across the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific. I think it's the Pacific, from Korea or from one side to the States, to Canada and the States and back. Just non-stop. They eat a lot and they become very fat. It's because they need this energy, and then they fly, forgot how many, but thousands and thousands and thousands of miles. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them. Abdullah.
There was this hummingbird, tiny bird. It flew over an ocean. I forgot which one. Over 500,000 miles, non-stop.
500,000 miles? I think it's too much, but I know that birds, they fly thousands of miles, 3,000 miles, sometimes maybe 5,000 miles. That's a lot, non-stop. The thing that I was talking about is non-stop. They don't stop for eating because it's ocean, and they don't wait. They don't get down to swim or anything. So many various aspects of birds. Some birds, chicken is a bird, is it?
Yes.
It's a kind of bird. It gives us eggs, and we eat chicken, and we eat, eggs. Birds, we have a lot of other signs. Can you think of anything else?
Some chickens fly.
They fly? Okay. Some ducks fly, some geese fly, and they travel long distances, and they are designed, some of those hawks, they just glide in the air. They watch for the prey for hours and hours, and they can see. They have very sharp eyes. All of these are signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا إِلَى الطَّيْرِ. Don't they look at the birds? Look at them. Miracles are there. Wonderful things. Abdul Aziz.
And what's it called? Hudhud?
Al-Hudhud, the kind of what, hippo or something?
I forgot what's it called in English.
Yeah.
It's so amazing. My dad said the hudhud, it comes in the morning. It comes like 10:30 in the second. A second, you see it there. So
Wow. Shows up in time.
in time.
Exactly, sharp. It has the biological kind of clock in there. So yeah, wonderful. Something else about the hoopoe or the hudhud, this special kind of bird that has some kind of whatever crown or
Has
thing,
a toe.
and yeah, very long peak in there. Is that what? Do you know what I'm about to say?
It can, yes, it can look for water in the desert.
Yes, it can predict where the water is in the desert. It can tell you that whatever it's, you know, they can give you some signs that there is water down here. So subhanallah, other birds they have special talents like those special pigeons that they used to send them. They train them and they send them. They fly thousands of miles. They fly thousands of miles and they go to the same specific exact house, and they deliver the message, the letter, from one person to the other. So many other aspects about birds. Do you know anything? Do you want to say anything else about birds? So Allah is telling us in here, مَا يُمْسِكُهُنَّ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. It's only Allah who is holding them. Because of the rules of Allah, because of how Allah set things up, they are being there. They are being held in the sky. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ. Indeed, there are so many signs. لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ. There are signs for those who believe in Allah and His powers, and how can He set it this way. So those signs and so much more are there in the birds for us to look and learn from them. The next ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us about miracles. وَاللَّهُ جَعَلَ لَكُم مِّن بُيُوتِكُمْ سَكَنًا. Allah has made to you from your houses sakana, a place to have peace. You know, your room, you get to your house, to your room, you can get off your clothes and take off your clothes and relax and enjoy. Get out, there's sun or there's cold, in the night it's cold, but inside your house, you have to appreciate that. It's peace, it's privacy, it's shelter for you, amongst so many other things. Abdullah.
Also, there's the crow.
Oh, you're going back to birds again?
Yeah.
That's fine.
The crow, what he did was he showed Qabil what to do with his brother that he killed.
Yes. There are a lot of other special things about the crow.
Was it a crow or the hudhud?
No, it was not the hudhud, it was the crow. Al-ghurab. Allah said in the Quran that it was a crow, and it showed the story of Abel and Canaan and what happened. One of them killed his brother, and so those birds, they have their own system, you know. If you study them, they are so smart. They are so smart, and they have certain system. And Allah.
As a 5-year-old kid, they're smart as a 5-year-old kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so they are smart enough, and if we look at the world of birds, we can learn a lot. If we look at the world around us, birds or animals or all of these kingdoms and all of these other, animals or creatures around us, we will learn a lot from them, even from dogs and how they live in groups, or other animals, they live in herds and they work with one another, they support one another. Elephants, for example, so many other animals that we can learn from, so many other things in the nature that we can really learn from if we just look into that. Back to our houses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to us about the very things that we take for granted. You go home, oh, it's my house. What's special about my house? It's so special. It is so special. It's a place for you to stay and to relax and to sleep. Who has taught you to build a house, for example? Who has made the first human being? They didn't have houses. They used to go where?
Caves.
Caves. And it was also like house for them. But think of the house that you have nowadays and the things that you have in your very room nowadays. Even kings of the past, they did not enjoy that luxury. They did not have air conditioning like you have. Actually, nowadays, so many people, they live without air conditioning. They live without even, some people do not have houses at all. They don't have a house. They are homeless. Abdul Aziz.
And house also is a ni'mah because there's a lot of people who can't even find houses to sleep.
Exactly. Homeless.
Homeless people.
Thousands and thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people, they don't even have a home to stay on, right, Noor? They don't have a place to stay. They don't have a house. Imagine you go home, there's no house. This is going to be horrible. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you this ni'mah from Allah, blessing from Allah on you, that you have a house to go to, that you have a place where you can go, where you can, have rest and peace and sleep and do things. That's a ni'mah, a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَجَعَلَ لَكُم مِّن جُلُودِ الْأَنْعَامِ بُيُوتًا تَسْتَخِفُونَ. Not only the house that you build, but some other times you make tents. Tents out of what? Out of the wool that you take from some animals, from the sheep, for example, out of the hair. Some people in the past and even nowadays, they make all of these texture from those stuff in there. They make tents, and it becomes like a house for you. Do you go camping before?
Yeah.
You go camping. Nowadays, it's most likely made of plastic or other fabrics, but it's still it's a ni'mah from Allah, a blessing from Allah, a place that will protect you and make you safe and everything, from the bugs, from this, from that, from the weather, from conditions, and all of these. So let's think of everything around us, whatever we see: trees, sky, moon, stars, birds, our houses, everything around us. Let's think about it and let's reflect on it and about it, and we will figure out that there are so many blessings for us to learn if only we can reflect and look into the ayat. By this, we come to the conclusion and to the end of our halaqah, our episode tonight. And inshallah, we see you next time. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
If you're looking for a book to read that's gonna give you what you need, the Quran is like a light. The readers, they shine so bright. It shows us the way to go. Before it, we did not know. When you put it in your heart, I think you're gonna say, I love Quran. First you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say, I love Quran. When you understand it, then you gotta do it, then you wanna say, I love Quran. When you do it, you will be rewarded, then you wanna say, I love Quran. But first you gotta read it, then you understand it, then you wanna say, I love Quran.